Hello, Smarts Mill families. My name is Mrs. Rogers, and I am the Communication Studies teacher here at Smarts Mill, but I'm also the German teacher here at Smarts Mill. So, guten Tag, right? And that's an interesting combination, German and Communication Studies, but kind of a no-brainer because when you learn a world language, you're learning a whole new way of communicating in not only in what you say, but also some of the ways you act and some of the contexts you have. So here we are in communication studies. And students and parents, if you want to learn a little bit of German, we can do that too. But let me tell you a little bit more about myself. And in this video, I'm also going to describe a little bit what we're going to do in the year and how you can expect grading to go and how to get in touch with me. So here we go. Before I get to this, a little bit about myself. I'm from northwestern Pennsylvania originally, and there are lots of different pockets here in the United States where different kind of rules apply, right, with how you say things and how you do things. And also there's a big difference between generations, like my generation, and students your generation. How many of you use Facebook, for example? I went on to college, I did some graduate school, and then I got a job in Washington, D.C. Okay. And a lot of times when you get your first job, you learn maybe you're going to have to draw up a presentation or come up with a poster or flyer, or explain to a coworker how you name it. This is what we work on in communication studies. Now, just a little bit more about myself. I did that kind of thing for 10 years. I also organized events, lunches, panel discussions, and I also organized conferences across Europe. This is my 7th year teaching in Loudoun County and my 4th year teaching communication studies. So let's look at this communication process diagram here. This is what we're going to be working on all year, is how we get from sender to receiver, and then it's the feedback that we get where we kind of make our communication loop better and better, and we communicate. So, and we talk about the ways we communicate: verbal, nonverbal, written, and visual. Okay, so we're going to work on talking, telling stories. We're going to work on body language. Sorry, that was a scowl. But what effect does it have? What appearance, hand signals, things like that. Written communication. Your English teachers would really like that we work on a lot of written communication in communication studies. But we can do all kinds of things. But if you really need work on written communication, that's something we can practice. And then there's visual, which is the most common way we get information. So where we're doing videos, we're talking about clothing or graphic design and advertising. We're going to create some kind of product, and then we're going to get feedback from each other. Okay. Important here: deadlines, rubrics, keeping up the pace, teamwork, and trust. Okay, we're going to really work together as a class because our class is our first audience. Okay, and before we get into the wider world, the wider audience, we'll be able to give each other feedback and really create the best product we can. Parents, if you're having some kind of big family event, maybe you need an invitation, maybe you need a scrapbook, a photo album, some kind of event plan, a speech. Parents, look in Schoology for evidence of missing work and feedback that requires action. Schoology is where assignments and feedback are. Student view and parent view is where grades are. Okay, let me say that again. Schoology for assignments and feedback, student view and parent view for grades. Okay. There is always something a student can do about their grade. Please see me if you have any questions or there's a grade in the book that is not what you would expect of your student. Let's discuss why and what we can do to make it better. These are the topics that we do in the year according to the curriculum. but curriculum is flexible. So for example, when I talked about a birthday party or a family event, the products that you would develop, your students would develop, fit into these categories. All right, parents, attendance is important. Attendance is important, okay, and attentiveness. We need students paying attention in class. We need to function as a group. It's really important that we all be positive, even if you feel like you can't write or you can't draw. There are so many different ways to be good at something, and I want to find yours. So be positive with me. If you have trouble writing, there's got to be a style or a way of writing that works for you. If you have trouble drawing, there's got to be some kind of drawing that you can do. Keep up with assignments and projects. Check Schoology to help. The main thing is keep in touch. And how you do that, here's my contact information. During the school day, I am in class mostly, so I don't get back to emails. If you really need me urgently during the day, the best way is to call the school and ask them to locate me. Outside of that, email is a good option, and give me about a day to get back to you. All right. I look forward to a great year together. I'm always amazed at the projects that students end up doing, and ultimately, I want it to be fun and helpful and a good stepping stone to a lot of neat opportunities and future success. And let me know if you have any questions.